One day in 1995, Ai Weiwei picked up a Han Dynasty urn from his collection in his studio, went outside and had himself photographed, dropping and smashing the urn. The resulting triptych caused, and continues to cause, shockwaves because it looks like vandalism. Han Dynasty pottery is not especially rare, but it is old, about 2,000 years old, and on the face of it, it seemed quite wrong to many people to just smash something that old just for the hell of it, or merely to draw attention to yourself. Destruction is seen as both the opposite of creation and its accomplice. Destruction is contagious. Ai's act has been repeated with variations numerous times in art and popular culture, as homage, as critique, as parody. The American artist Dred Scott, picking up on the confrontational aspect of the triptych, had himself photographed burning the US Constitution. Raed Yassin is a Lebanese artist who designed a series of faux Chinese vases depicting events from the Lebanese Civil War. The vases were made in Jingdezhen, the porcelain capital of China, and the photographs show him standing outside one of the factories there and dropping one of his own vases. The idea of a Yassin dynasty is a joke and a reminder of the absence of ordinary lives from the historical record. The fashion photographer Marco Falcetta restaged Ai's action with an enormous bottle of perfume, commenting ironically on the overvaluation of brands while, at the same time, using Ai's art to add to the aura of Chanel. Another triptych has an even closer relation with Ai's work. These photos show a man also dropping a Han Dynasty urn, but in this case the work is also an Ai Weiwei. That is, it's a Han Dynasty urn on which Ai has painted the Coca-Cola logo, so it's a hybrid composite work, an antique assisted ready-made. It also smells of vandalism. This time the object has been defaced rather than smashed. Nevertheless, painting a crass logo on the side of the urn seems like an insult to the anonymous potter who made it, and also to the cultural heritage of the Chinese people. The man dropping the urn is Uli Sig. He's not smashing it because he hates Ai's work. On the contrary, he collects it. But one act of destruction calls out another in response. Dropping the urn is an act of homage, and part of the idea, I think, is that it is as unthinkable now to smash a work by Ai Weiwei as it was to smash a Han Dynasty urn in 1995. In a curious way, rather than disrespecting Ai's work, the triptych elevates it to the status of a classic. Destruction here functions as a form of flattery. Uli Sig's action should not be seen as vandalism, since he had discussed it beforehand with Ai and had his consent and approval. This has not always been the case. In 2014, an artist visiting an exhibition of Ai's work at the Perez Art Museum in Miami picked up a Han Dynasty urn, one that had been dipped in brightly coloured paint, another form of defacement, and dropped it on the floor. This was an unauthorised response to Ai's work and resulted in the visitor being arrested and fined $10,000. His explanation for his actions was that Ai's destructiveness was contagious. It was a spontaneous protest, he said. I was at Perez Art Museum and I saw Ai Weiwei's photos behind the vases where he drops an ancient Chinese vase and breaks it. And I saw it as a provocation by Weiwei to join him in an act of performance protest. Now, I don't want to encourage anyone to go smashing works of art, but I do feel he has a point. When you look at how these vases are generally displayed, the triptych behind them does look quite like a set of instructions. And on a personal note, I saw these vases and the triptych a year or two later, and because I knew about the one that had been smashed in Miami, I was aware of a small temptation to do the same. I knew I wasn't actually going to pick one up and break it, but because someone had already done it, there was a precedent, and it was a possibility. Whereas if Maximo Caminiero had not gone ahead, it would probably never have crossed my mind that I too could break one. Destruction is indeed contagious. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and visit my channel Think of a Picture, where you'll find lots more short, thought-provoking videos. Thank you.